Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So if you're watching this video right now, great job. You're already on Moodle. Hopefully you had a chance to take a look at some of those web pages I posted from the two online textbooks that we've been using, Open Music Theory and Music Theory for the 21st Century Classroom. And I would highly recommend it if you haven't looked through that, to look through it first, and also look through the slides and some of the notes and worksheets that we started with last week in the prep for this week for the Four Voices. So with all that said, I wanted to also make a quick video to show you some of the things that we're going to use Artusi for in Four Voices. Artusi is a great tool for us in this way because, again, for the intervening time between lectures and tutorials, you can get some more feedback on practicing with Four Voices before you can sort of get a little bit more fluency with writing in this style. Okay, so for problem set 3, so head on over to the problem set here. By the way, problem sets are great because you can try them for as many times as you'd like, work on it for as much or as little time as you'd like, and it'll give you immediate feedback. So always try to use the problem sets here to help you. 3 sections in this problem set. First is motion identification notation. This is very, very straightforward. It's just like our work with first species counterpoint. Just tell me what kind of motion is happening between the two voices. For example, in this question 1, yours will probably be different than mine here because it will be random. But this one, for example, the first 2 notes are staying the same. The other 2 notes are moving up. So this is, of course, a form of oblique motion. And the cool thing also about Artusi is that you can click on it and also hear it. That's please play the stuff, hear it. That's the whole point of music theory. The next section, hearing is important, and so this is where Artusi is going to give you the first 2 notes in the motion, and then it's going to just play you the second note. So you'll need to determine what the type of motion is by hearing it. So for example, right, so you have to sort of figure out what's the interval between the 2 notes, here and here. Okay. So for example, you play here. I'm playing with my piano here, so that's a 4th, and then I'm going to play it again. Right, so that's also a 4th in the bass. So then this would be a type of parallel motion, for example. Really good to work on that with a piano. This section. This section works in conjunction with the first one. Okay, so it's really good to start trying to hear some of these things. It's best if you use the piano. You can use that here on the bottom to help you find the notes so you can get the answer correct. Lastly, I wanted to just quickly go over the chord progressions worksheet here. These chord progressions are keyed into the website for the textbook for Music Theory for the 21st Century Classroom, section chapter 26.7, voice leading group position triads in 4 parts. And I'm only asking you to voice lead between 2 chords, and they are of different root movements. They're all in root position. So for example, 1 going to 5. So it would be rising 5th or falling 4th of the bass. 1 to 6, that'll be bass movement of a 3rd, falling a 3rd. 4 to 5, bass movement of a root or bass, I mean, same thing because in root position, moving up a 2nd, and so forth. So there are different considerations for each. Take a look at the chapter that's talking about this, and try your hand with these exercises. I'll take one in particular here, right? A major, 1-5. So I would generally start with the bass. So in order to use Artusi for this, click bass. You can click S, A, T, or B. Okay, so first I'm going to click bass, and it'll automatically change the stem directions for you. So in A major, of course, we start with A. Right, and 5, we're going to 5, which is E. And this is where we start sort of figuring out how to double the notes and what spacing we want to use. Since I'm going up to this E here, I will likely then have the tenor head over here and have that start on A3. And then I might try to get us into a closed position. If that's the case, then that'll be C#4 for the alto, and then the soprano will finish it with the 5th with E4. Okay, so you can always play it, right? Or you can play it on your own, of course. Okay, really good to just play it on your own and really hear it. And then a few different things you can do. Remember, the best thing to do is to keep the common tone. That's one of the best things you can do, that will solve a lot of your voice leading problems. Of course, the common tone between the 1 and a 5 is going to be that E. Okay, and then move stepwise in order to avoid any parallels. So the alto, for example, you could have it you can have it move to a B, right? Let's start with that, and then A in the tenor goes to G sharp. Okay, at this juncture we want to, well, you can play it, of course, and then what you want to do is check your perfect consonances, right? So there's an octave, of course, between the bass and the soprano, okay, and that's going into that octave by oblique motion because the E4 in the soprano is staying the same. And then there's also a fifth between the bass and the alto, the E and the B, and that's in contrary motion. So all of it sounds good, and this should be no problem. So you can click on check. Yay. Woohoo. Okay. So take a look at this. Try your hand in the next few days before our lecture to see how you deal with these types of root position chords, and we're going to work on them on Tuesday before I assign a very short worksheet for you to do that needs to be handed in by Wednesday at the end of the day. Okay, that will count actually as a blog post. I'll tell you more about it on Tuesday's lecture. Okay, but for now, please take a look at this and try your hand with it, and do some trial and error. Remember the guidelines that we talked about. Take a look at the reading, and I will see you on Tuesday and we'll talk about it. Bye.